It's time to move up. This is Ruben Austria. I'm sitting with Angela Ponte at GMAC Real Estate in Quincy. How are you doing, Angela?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing excellent. Thank you for spending some time with me, talking real estate for a little bit. How's everything? Well, my first question is, how do you feel about the current real estate market as it is?
Well, I think it depends whether you're a buyer or a seller right now. I think for a buyer, it's definitely a time of opportunity. And for a seller, it's probably a little bit frustrating right now. The market was probably at a high at about 2.5 years ago. And now, of course, the market has come down. It's kind of leveled off, we found a little bit this spring.
Yeah.
But for a seller, it's a little tough right now. Their expectations have changed from what it was a few years ago. But for a buyer, it's probably a little bit more of a time of opportunity for them.
Excellent, excellent. Now, how do you feel, because it's the big thing in the news now, how do you feel the mortgage industry has affected that, and what's your opinion on that?
Well, in terms of the mortgage industry, I think right now there's been some issues recently about a lot of buyers who previously could get financing now cannot get financing because there's been changes in some of the mortgage industry guidelines right now. And maybe it's a good thing, because there were some people who were probably a little bit close on what they should be buying, and also maybe their credit wasn't the best and they were getting financing anyway and things like that. So I think it may be a good thing for the future that people have more money to put down before they go forward to buy a house. But we have seen some people who've been shut out that probably would have gotten a loan a few months ago.
That's right. How do you feel about the recent foreclosures and people defaulting on their mortgages and people just being in bad positions? How do you feel about that?
Well, I feel that when people were going into loans that were either very little money down or no money down, I think that it makes it easier, I think, for people to maybe walk away from a house when they really don't have that much invested in it. I think it's a different story when you have like 20, 30% down or even 10% down. You at least got some equity into the house. I think that's what happened, that when the market shifted, people who had no money down and then maybe were probably in a little bit over their head to start with, I think it was made it easier for them to walk away, I think, on a foreclosure situation.
Right. Now, as you know, obviously everyone has their opinions about the mortgage industry, and the media itself spins things in ways in which it makes, points a lot of fingers.
Right.
But who do you think is to blame? The consumer, the lender, a mix of both? What was your...
Well, I don't know if you want to put blame on this situation.
Well, we're not here. We're not here to point fingers.
Right, exactly. I think that in general, I think maybe a lot of the mortgage companies, I think, were certainly encouraged to try to get more people into the housing market, for more people to become buyers as opposed to being renters. And I think there was a lot of encouragement, I think, even from our federal government to say that we want to try to help people to get loans, try to get maybe some more non-traditional loans for the non-traditional buyer, this kind of thing. And I think, but like I said, that's great when the market's going up, but it's not so great when the market's going down or has leveled off. That's what, so I don't really think it's a blame issue. I just think it's people just got caught in the middle.
Right, right. So what needs to be done in order to kind of right the ship, I guess, as far as, of course, the real estate market is cyclical, so it goes up and down. But as far as, those things with the market and people getting into loans that maybe they couldn't afford, what needs to be done according to that?
Well, maybe it should be the type of thing that people just need to wait. Maybe save a little bit more money, maybe get their credit situation in control, and not to be such a system of, I want to buy a house, and maybe not really being in that position right away. So I think people just need to be more patient and try to, to get their finances in order first before really going forward to purchase.
Excellent. Now, how do you feel? What do you feel about consumer education and people getting themselves ready and prepping for home ownership?
Well, I think people should, maybe when they do speak with a mortgage person, that they sit down and maybe go over what it is that they need to do, and to sort of get their ducks in order, especially in terms of credit issues, things like that. That people should go in and maybe get a little counseling first about what they need to do, and then be sure they're ready to go forward, because it is a big decision. And it is something that people shouldn't enter into lightly, buying either a home or a condo.
Exactly, exactly. And as you know, Angela, that's what It's Time to Move Out is all about. You know, we're trying to educate home buyers into making the right decisions. Obviously, you need to be dealing with the right mortgage lender. You need to be dealing with the right real estate professional. And
Right.
seem like one we can deal with.
Well, you know, I've been a realtor for 20 years. I've been now with Classic Homes, GMAC Real Estate for, geez, about 13, 14 years now. And it's, you know, if you're invested in the community and you're a realtor that's involved with the community too, you want to see people buy homes, but you also want to see people not to get themselves into bad situations too. So I mean, it's always best for everyone to work together and counsel buyers in the right direction, and also to help sellers to understand the changes in the market as well.
That's right. That's right. Well, it sounds like we got a lot of information here. Thank you so much.
Okay, Ruben, thanks
All
for
right.
having us.